there! Welcome to Halo There, a Halo podcast. My name is Potato, and I'm with my good friend, ProperNeko, a.k.a. Alice. How you doing, Alice?
Hi, my pronouns are she, they, and yeah, so if you check out the first episode, it was a lot to go through, but I'm guarantee you that this episode will be more straight to the point. And this week, we got the Tenrai 2 event, which released just this Tuesday, and is a bit different. Like, this one, it gives you another chance to save money on like doing microtransactions from the last Tenrai event, but this one is different because, one, in the shop, you get more items to buy, but if you want to do it for free, there's like a 10 item like battle pass, which you can get for free, which gives you like 10 free items. And it's very different than the Tenrai event because last time it's like 30 items in the battle pass, which like alternates between 6 weeks, but now you just like got 10 free items in for like 10 weeks, and it gives you like shoulder pads, the lucky cat charm, and even like, as you can see in the background, a different model for the assault rifle.
Yeah, I mean, that's the main event. So for people who don't know, the Tenrai event is for the Urei armor, which is the samurai armor. So basically, if you have the samurai armor and you haven't got any cool stuff for it, get on Halo this week or the next 2 weeks, then you have a chance to unlock some cool armor pieces, some shoulder pads, some knee pads, a charm, chest piece, and a samurai-styled assault rifle, which looks really cool. I mean, that's the main thing. It's a legendary weapon model, and it's the 10th item on the battle pass itself. I've only got 7 of the 10 items so far. I need to go back and finish the battle pass, but it is really easy to do because I literally only played it for an hour, put an hour of double XP on, and got 7 out of the 10 items. So I just got free to go, and I will be doing that within the next few days. And I'm very excited to get that assault rifle. What was your favorite item in the battle pass?
I got all the 10 items, and I think it's a bit difficult to determine. Like, you start off with just a background for the nameplate, which is a bit interesting. But I got a web page here, and it shows like you can get there's a knee pad. There's like the Solarian Legend, which it was previously like a weekly challenge for the rocket launcher, but it just makes me think whether the Tenrai is going to return as this alternating week one. But yeah, you get a Solarian Legend for like the rocket launcher, but now in this battle pass you can get Solarian Legend for like the assault rifle, Magnum, and even the battle rifle. But I think my favorite is that the breastplate. That's really good because it blends with the armor coating, which previously you have chest pieces that are like grey and steel like, but there's at least about 2 which blends in with your color coating. And I have to say the assault rifle model there is interesting, but I think one of the ones I bought from the first bundle of Season 4 is still like really good. It's like really chunky, and it also looks very good when you're holding it in your hand. But I think my favorite of this whole free pass are the shoulder pads, because I've been using the 6th gate for my Urei armor, but for those ones, like these are more smoother and refined, and I like it.
I mean, it looks really rad. So obviously we're going to go into more detail about the Tenrai event later on in the episode as well. But yeah, my favorite. I think the gun is my favorite. I still think the assault rifle looks pretty rad. It's because it's got like a rope grip that you would get like a samurai sword for the side of the gun and the top of the gun, and I think it looks pretty cool. I'm very excited to get it. I'm going to get it in the next few days. It's going to be awesome. But yeah, so. What do you think of the Urei core, the Urei armor? Because out of all the armors, I think, honestly, it's probably the coolest armor in the whole game. I mean, if you're a fan of the samurai armor from Halo 3, then this is the armor for you. In Halo 3, this is the samurai. Oh, I forgot what it's called though. I think it was Hayabusa armor. I think it was called
Hayabusa armor.
Hayabusa was all I would wear in Halo 3 was the Hayabusa armor. I used to adore that armor. So this is kind of like the closest thing you're going to get in Halo Infinite, and it's pretty rad. You can be a samurai you want to be. You can be like a really cool samurai guy. So yeah, I'm enjoying it. I think this is a really cool event. And
Well,
yeah,
I
what do you
think
think
there's
of the
some.
armor?
I think it's really interesting though because this one is one you actually get with the sword. Like you can get this armor by collecting all the skulls during the Halo 3 campaign, and if you want a sword in your bag, you could get 1,000 gamer points on Halo 3. And this has not made a return since then, which interestingly, this one is supposed to be inspired by the Ninja Gaiden's I think it was Hayabusa.
Ryu Hayabusa, yeah,
Yeah,
he's from
why
Ninja Gaiden.
Hayabusa? And I think it was more of a like an exchange where you get a Spartan in Dead or Alive 4, which at the same time, apparently Halo 3 has
Yeah,
the armor
Spartan in
that's
Dead or Alive.
yeah, exactly. Which might explain why it didn't return at some point, which is a bit of a shame. But unlike this one, Halo Infinite, most of the stuff there you have to pay with credits. So, and that's where we just get to the Dragon Ball bundle.
Yeah, I really like the Ore armor. As said, that's always my argument in why I think Halo 3 is the perfect multiplayer game, is because you unlock the samurai armor by being good at the game, not by paying money, which I always think is really cool. I think they should do more armors that you unlock by being good. But hey, there you go. It's just one of those things. But yeah, I think the armor's cool. And yeah, we're going to get on to that now with our topics of the show. We got a couple of little topics to get through. As you said yourself, with this battle pass, they have released the Dragonborn armor. So I think that's a reference to Skyrim, to Elder Scrolls, I assume. There could be other references there with the Dragonborn, but they're really cool piece of armor. But you said they're like 3,400 credits, which is what, like £20?
Yeah,
that's a lot of money for 3 skins. I'm not gonna lie, that's a lot of money.
I really need to explain that.
Yeah.
What happened is that this week, not only you have a bunch of items from the old Tenrai Event, which are seeing like huge discount, like you can get at the moment you get Sentinel blades for 50% off, the Shinobi Warp, the assault rifle, the blue coating, 50% off, and there's also like the one where you have a staff and has all of the cool bits, and I think it was a Tenrai or whatever this is, that one's got discounted as well. So interesting savings there. But yeah, there's also this Dragon Ball bundle, and that's the name of it, because you get like 3 bundles. There's a first bundle which is probably interesting and probably what many people could get, is where it contains a new helmet, shoulder pads, a armor coating with an interesting texture, as well as like a stance and some kunai knives for the shoulder pads, and it definitely has a lot of interesting content associated with it. But there's the one that is it's the closest to the Photos helmet, where you have a Kawari bundle where you have koi fish swimming around your wrists. There's a interesting helmet, and there's like a chest plate and some shoulder pads. And I think this is like really interesting, but I don't know if everyone will dig into it. And there's a third bundle where it doesn't include much, apart it gives you a really interesting armor coating of red, black, and gold for all the weapons, a armor effect that gives you horns, and I think it also gives you like a kill effect that slices out and like shows a mask whenever you kill a person. So, but if you have all of these bundles together, which saves you about 1,100 credits. If you buy that bundle with that huge saving, you'll also get like some kind of armor effect where you just spawn and have some like interesting details with it. And it's also the only way with this bundle to get Dragonborn armor, which was tipped to be released during Season 1 of Halo Infinite multiplayer.
We've had this discussion a couple of times. It's the fact that you get 3 different armors for it for like about £20. You can only wear one of the armors because they're all for the same core. So it's not like you can put them on different cores. It's interesting. I think that all these items are really, really cool. To be fair, I think they are rad. I would love to have those pieces of armor, but I'm not willing to pay 20 quid for it. The price is a bit much for me, a bit too spicy for me price wise, personally. But if you guys are into that, that's cool. I mean, things are only worth as much as you're willing to pay for them, isn't it? At the end of the day.
Yeah.
But I do think that's quite a lot of money for just different color skins and stuff. I don't know. I'm old school. I prefer to unlock skins by being good at the game and not by paying money. But
that's the problem, because the Tenrai event at the moment is just like you won't be able to get most of what's introduced unless you're willing to share your wallet to 343. Otherwise, you'll be stuck with just a few items from the free battle pass, and you just like get shoulder pads and a chest plate, which it's just almost as makes you want to spend money. But as it said in another video, like I think it was by Assassinated Entertainment or some sort, I don't know, or maybe Magpie, I'm not sure. But this bundle is really good if you really do enjoy the UI armor. Like if you do use the UI core all the time, then you might really benefit the most from the bundle. But I'm just like kind of a bit peeved to know that the only reason to buy this whole bundle is just to get the Dragonborn shoulder pads and also the cool like armor effect as well. Because otherwise, there's only like about 2, or in fact, all the bundles that are just really interest me and give me an influx of UI armor attachments and everything like that. But at the same time, it's just like I just don't know if it's going to warrant like 20 quid unless I'm really batty enough to do that.
I know. I'm so tempted. I mean, I'm a massive Halo fan. The samurai outfits are always my favorite ones. They look so cool, but I'm not willing to pay that much money. I'm sorry. I just can't. I can't justify it. I already bought the Sentinel Blades. We talked about the Sentinel Blades earlier. Now they're 28% off, so I feel like I've been ripped off because I paid full
50% off.
It says 25. It says 28 on the actual.
Oh, is it
on the Xbox? Because I'm on the game now. It says 28% on the store. So I don't know what that. Yeah.
Okay.
And then I have the 50% for the stance though. But yeah, it's just I don't know. Maybe wait until they come back and maybe they'll be reduced. I'll probably buy those armors when they're like 50% off. For a tenner, I'd buy 3 armors. Yeah, I'll do that. If
By
they bring
the way,
the Dragonborns back for half price.
I'm like reading through the web page, and the title for it is just says like Tenrai 2 Samurai Boogaloo, and this exactly says on the 343's official page for this event.
Oh, so we're not original coming up with that name there. That's the name of the episode of the podcast. I thought we were original. Never mind. So we've been discussing this a lot, this Dragon Ball armor, because like the discussion we were having as well is that I just bought, a couple of months ago, I bought Marvel's Midnight Suns, the game, for like 30 quid. And I've only just got around to playing it. And you were saying, is it better to buy a game for £30 that you never play, or buy armor that you know you're going to wear as in Halo?
Yes.
And that is a good point. I do play a lot of Halo, so that is a good point.
Yes,
that is a good point. But I still don't feel. I mean, there's so many cool armors in the game already that you don't have to pay for, or in the battle passes. I don't feel comfortable paying another 20 quid for these armors, even though they are pretty rad. If you got the money for it, I guess if you're minted, why not?
I got the money for it.
Yeah, I know you're rolling in the money. I'm struggling.
I think what I would do is I put up a community and like ask people if they would rather spend money on this and that. So it'd probably pop up after like getting this done. So who knows?
Yeah. So we were saying this when we discussed this earlier as well. Is that I have a PS5 that's just collecting dust. I've played it like 2 or 3 times this year. I'll probably play Spider-Man on it. But should I have just saved that money for that and just bought a load of armors in Halo? Probably, in hindsight, because the amount of Halo I played, the amount of PlayStation 5 I played is comparable. It's not very. Halo, I play so much more Halo Infinite than I have PS5. So yeah, thinking about it that way, money wise. But yeah, I'm not a huge fan of buying cosmetics, even though I have done it in the past. I try and avoid it personally. But hey, let us know in the comments below. Are you interested in buying the Dragonborn armor? Do you think it's a rip-off? Or are you actually considering buying it? What do you think? What do you think of paying for cosmetics? Let us know in the comments below. Right, what else happened this week? Oh, yeah, so Game Pass Core has been announced. So for anyone who has Xbox Live Gold, you will no longer be on Xbox Live Gold. You will now be on Game Pass Core. And you'll be like, what's this got to do with Halo? What are you talking about? Well, if you have a Game Pass Core, a.k.a. Xbox Gold, you will get Halo 5, Guardians, and Halo Wars 2 in the collection from Game Pass Core. So being an Xbox subscriber, you will have access to Halo 5 and Halo Wars 2. Personally, I think they should have put Master Chief Collection in the collection, but hey, what do you think?
Well, I think the Halo Wars 2 is quite good. And I also know someone from one of my master's degrees who went on to work as a producer for the game. So it's kind of still a bit special, but it's still really interesting. And I have to say, it's great. It's done by Creative Assembly, and they did a very good game off it. So I'm quite pleased. But
I'm pleased the Halo Wars 2 is on there for sure. I think Halo 5 is a miss, though.
that's what I was going to say, that Halo 5 is a bit odd choice, but I think in fairness that Master Chief Collection would have been like spoiled the subscribers there, because it's not just a game, it also gives you all the Halo games, which might explain why Microsoft would rather like put Halo 5 Guardians in. But it's a bit of a Half-Life game, because like the multiplayer in the moment, you can only get into like Team Slayer and one or two other modes, which means you're not going to be able to find anybody for the other modes, which might be more difficult to get games with.
But do you think when the Game Pass Core comes in and every single Xbox Live Gold member gets access to Halo 5, that game might get an influx of players? Because I think that might happen.
It depends it depends whether they would get into Halo 5 multiplayer for this service, or just rather like download Halo Infinite multiplayer, which is free to play. And basically you can like play matches on it, but it depends if you mind about the paywall, which is why like many people would flock over to Master Chief Collection. But since the Master Chief Collection is not in this collection, then maybe it proves your point, whether the Halo 5 Guardians is going to receive more players. But as it stands, people would probably most likely download this just to play the campaign and just didn't get on the multiplayer because of the lack of players there.
I mean, the obvious question here is, would you rather play Halo 5 online, or would you just rather play Halo Infinite for free? I think Halo Infinite's the obvious answer, right? Because it's a much better game than Halo 5, personally, I think. Yeah, so Halo 5 versus Halo Infinite free-to-play. I think Halo Infinite is a better game. But, you could try out Halo 5. It gives you it's an option, I suppose. It has some interesting things in Halo 5, and you could do the campaign, even though the campaign is probably the worst in Halo history. But it's an option. It's an option, I suppose. It's interesting that they would put that on the service, because it's the least well-received Halo game, and if you want to get people into the series, it's probably not the best one to get people introduced into the series. I think they should have just put Infinite on there, to be perfectly honest. But that's just me. Or Master Chief Collection, as I said. Or if they didn't close down the Halo 3 servers, which they shouldn't have done, they should have just put Halo 3 on there, like the Xbox 360 version, because there's Xbox 360 games on this service. So why not just put Halo 3 on there? I don't understand.
Yeah, so I think, to be honest, if you're talking about the Xbox 360 games, I'm pretty sure they shut down the servers because they would just want to reduce the services for Xbox 360 games, just to like focus on like the latest generation of Xbox games. But then I think the trouble is that the quality as you said, the Call of Duty multiplayer games are back. But
yes, I was just about to mention that. Yeah, so if for people who don't know, they have fixed all the servers for the original Call of Duty games on Xbox 360 and Xbox One and Series X. So if you want to play Halo 3 online, tough shit. But if you want to play Call of Duty, go ahead. So it's just like it's not very. Considering Halo is their flagship, it seems a bit strange to me that the Halo 3 servers are down and cut off, but the Call of Duty ones are all up and active. Weird. It's a weird choice, personally. So if you're an Xbox Gold member, enjoy Halo Wars 2 and Halo 5 come into Game Pass Core in September. Is when it's updating, I believe.
Yes.
So September 14th, you will have access to Halo 5, Halo Wars 2, and a load of amazing other Xbox exclusive games within your subscription. So that's pretty rad. If you're a Gold member. But if you're a Game Pass subscriber, just play Infinite because that game is dope. Anyway.
Yes.
So we're just going to move on to our topic of the show. We kind of covered it quite a lot already, but it's the Tenrai 2 event, which is our topic of the show.
Well, I don't think
we've kind of covered it.
Yeah, we don't have to treat it as a huge structure, really. But I was going to be adding stuff, and then you cut over to the Game Pass Core. But
sorry,
Tenrai 2, like when the event came over, the old Tenrai event introduced like Fiesta as an exclusive mode, but this one doesn't introduce anything special modes there, and it just like continues on as normal. Only difference is that you have challenges to unlock items with, whereas with I was trying to say something, but is you don't have any specific modes to play for the Tenrai event, and I just feel it's really lacking. And the only thing is, you just play Halo just to like get these awards, which kind of makes me think about like the other events, and that's what I was going to say. Like according to their website, on September, I believe, you have what is known as Tenrai 3, which is it will arrive on September the 19th. Which will come with another 10-tier event pass with different sets of customization for you to earn, and it will also come with the new story shards. Now, the story shards are those like blog-like things in the news ticket for Halo Infinite, and there's been like story shards for the Firewall event, where they just add more lore about Halo 5, the Guardians, and how the Chimeras just like got into these things with the created yada da, but Tenrai 3 is when there's a story shard set in that Tenrai universe. So yeah.
Okay, that's interesting.
There's already been like leaks going on for it, but I think you would definitely get a Kitsune emblem as well as like one or two armor pieces, but I haven't got around to it, and I think I only seen what is expected to come. So, but I think it's going to be the same as Tenrai 2, only you get different kinds of items. So, but then wouldn't it be nicer if you like have some kind of specific mode that has something interesting or different that makes you glad that you got involved with the whole event?
Yeah, it'd be interesting to have. Like most events have different modes and stuff, but yeah, you don't really. There's not really a mode specific to this for some reason, which is strange. But yeah, and I don't know. You have like asymmetrical gameplay modes where you got like stealth and stuff, which they could have used. They could have had that more put into place. But yeah, it's interesting. They should definitely do that in the future. I was also looking at, we were talking about the Dragonborn armor earlier.
Yes.
I was just looking it up. So you can't buy 3,400 points exactly. You have to buy them in separate package. So if you bought, the best way to do it is to buy a 5,000 points, which is 36 quid, and then you'd have points left over. But if you wanted to buy the exact amount, you'd have to buy 3 different bundles, a 2,000 bundle, a 1,000 bundle, and a 500 bundle, which works out as £25.14. So it's not as easy. Like, you can't just buy the exact amount of points, which is a bit frustrating. and they maybe need to sort that out as well. I was just looking at that, and I thought that was interesting to note. If you wanted to buy it, you're going to have to buy more than 3,400 points, because you can't buy that exact amount, unfortunately, unless you have obviously points left over from your season pass or whatever as well, because you do unlock points for leveling up. So yeah, I thought that was worth pointing out as well, because we were talking about the price of it, and the price is deceiving.
Anyway, I think I was also discussing about the other events that's coming up, which is also part of this whole show, where it's not just about Tenrai 2 and Tenrai 3. I believe there could be a narrative event, could be coming up like October, because there was a first narrative event, which didn't come with any cut scenes, which is highly disappointing. Like, when they changed the structure, one of the first things they did is they scrapped out the narrative events completely, even though there's already some made for season 4, which is a huge pity.
Yeah, it's a shame they got rid of the narrative events. I'm wondering what, like, obviously it's all budgets and stuff, because obviously we've discussed this in Xbox the Box on a regular podcast. There was like staff cuts and different people changing leadership and stuff in Halo, in 343, and they've basically there's going to be any story expansions now, and they're just going to have their season like the season passes and stuff, and that's going to be about it really, which is very disappointing as a Halo fan. I was really looking forward to some more expansions and stuff, but yeah. And then there's no, and as you said, they got rid of the cutscenes, which is like, I wasn't a super fan of the cutscenes, and they kept replaying them every time you loaded up the game. Every single time I loaded the game, I had to skip the cutscene like 5 or 6 times, but it was nice to have that there, at least like a little bit of context of what you're doing, and you don't have that anymore, unfortunately, which is a shame. It's a real shame.
Yeah, so, but I think we keep getting off topic, but I don't know whether another narrative event is in October, but in August, which could happen like 1 or 2 weeks after the 10Y2 event, is you get the return of Cyber Showdown.
Ooh, that'll be good. I'm looking forward to that. I like Cyber Showdown. Cyber Showdown is my I was talking about how much I like the samurai stuff, but the Cyber Showdown stuff is really cool as well.
Yeah,
so I'm very excited for that too.
And according to the leaks, that you'll be expected to find some really interesting items, and some of it is like based off like retro games or some sort like that. But there's a free battle pass during August, which is called Cyber Showdown 2, where it will come with the Plumfire replicating, which looks really cool on like around 4 weapons, and it will display purple with hints of like aqua green. You also get Charms, which is a VHS Halo Combat Evolved game, box art.
Love it.
And there's a charm of a pinball machine, which you can put on your weapon, and it will come with a stance, new gloves, and a couple of weapon models, one for the Magnum and one for the battle rifle. So
very cool.
And that's all part of a game, the free battle pass. In fact, some of the items in the shop that could be coming during the event does look very nice, especially though there's a model for the battle rifle. It looks like shaped like a super scope. So yeah.
Ooh. That sounds rad. I mean, I love that. I love the free battle passes and stuff. So if you haven't got the battle pass, like the full price battle pass, it's good to get this stuff so you get some like new customization on your Spartans and stuff. So that is rad. I like getting new stuff for free. It's pretty cool. I'm looking forward to it. When did you say the Cyber Showdown event was again? Or rumored?
I think it's rumored to be during the middle of August.
Okay.
But I think I did miss like the yapping. But I think that this week we might expect it to return during season 5 or season 6, because if they're going to return with more items for the your armor core, then next season could be the return of Eagle Strike with more items. But doing that, it's just like you get what is known as you get more bits. No, there might more parts for the Eagle Strike, and possibly we may see the return of the Yappian, and even like Ops thing, whether that is.
Cool. I'm very excited for that.
Anyway, I've been looking at
it.
Tenrai 3, which will last between September the 19th to October the 3rd. And yeah, you definitely get the Kitsune emblem, as well as the armor, the visor color of Weather Rain, as well as Plasma's Edge stance. Also, you get like new shoulder blades for the Yoi armor, and you also get a new helmet called Hata Moto, which is
Ooh. Very nice, very exciting. But yeah, I think that's so that's in September. So obviously that's going to be around Starfield time. So that's going to be interesting to see if anyone if that's going to affect the player base at all. So it's going to be interesting to see that. But I'm very excited for it for sure. We're definitely going to play it when it comes out. I want all the armors. Give it to me now. All of the armors. Yeah. I'm excited. So let us know in the comments below. Are you enjoying the Tenrai 2 event? Have you have you finished the battle pass? Let us know in the comments below. Was there anything else you want to cover today before we wrap up?
Yeah, I think there's not a lot going on with Halo Infinite, but I think as we get into the quiet weeks, we might probably discuss other topics in Halo Infinite and on the Master Chief Collection. And speaking of which, Master Chief Collection has already got a huge update, and there's some really good mods to go with it too. So I think, yeah, it's really something cool to get to when you're like finished with all the stuff with like Halo Infinite. But at the moment, it's just like I think we're already getting the best from like season 4, and season 5. There's already leaks where you're likely to have a double-barreled shotgun and the firefight modes. But then that's just rumors, and we might expect to see more during October. But until then, events is pretty much all you get from like season 4, which might expect some like really exciting stuff for the shop. So watch your space.
Yeah, get your wallets out, kids. Get your mum's credit card. Buy all the Tenrai. God. Don't actually do that. That's not. Your Uncle Potatochief did not recommend that you buy the Dragon Ball armor, unless you buy me a version of it as well. Okay, so thanks. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, so this is so we're gonna wrap up the episode here. Yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, this is Halo There. Part 2, episode 2. This is our limited run podcast. We will be doing this for a couple more weeks until Starfield, and then we'll come back for season 5 probably, and if there's a new Halo game announced or anything like that. So let us know in the comments below if you're enjoying the series. We will keep doing it as long as you guys are interested and you're enjoying it. We love Halo and we love talking about Halo, so any excuse to talk about Halo. So let us know in the comments below what you guys think. Also, we've just hit 150 subscribers. I really want to thank everyone who subscribed. We really appreciate it. And yeah, get more people to subscribe if you can. My greed, my thirst for subscribers is not being quenched.
Yeah.
No, I'm just anyway, thank you guys for watching. We really appreciate it. And until next time, Spartan out.
Neko out. Take care. Bye.
Thank you for listening to the X Marks the Box podcast. Follow us at X Marks Box on Twitter or X Marks the Box on YouTube. And follow us on all audio podcast services. Thanks for listening.